I have explained about rational numbers. Maybe you have understood. So in the first class, we have studied all the properties of rational numbers. Now with the examples, we will try how those properties are helpful to us. So just coming to the problems, rational numbers. Before that, once again, I am explaining what is meant by a rational number. So maybe you remember what is a rational number. Rational number is nothing but a number which is expressed in the form of p by q. Q will not be equal to 0 and p and q must be integers. So this one I have explained so many times. Now coming to the different properties. So in the previous class we have discussed about different properties, closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, additive inverse, additive identity, multiplicative inverse, multiplicative identity, everything we have studied. Now we will use some examples. So already one of the example I have explained where we are, how we are using commutative and associative property I have explained. Now different types. So today we are going to discuss about some other examples, that is different problems I'll explain. Then you may understand very easily what are the different properties of rational numbers. So now my question was, write the additive inverse inverse of the following rational numbers. So as I told you, so already I told you what are the types of rational numbers. So positive rational numbers we have, negative rational numbers we have. First we need to decide which one is positive, which one is negative. See, if the numerator and denominator both are having like signs means same sign. See here positive sign only having, numerator was +2 and here denominator was +7. Both are positive numbers. So both are positive means complete rational number is a positive number. Coming to second one, here one is minus, one is plus, unlike integers. So in this case it is a negative integer, negative rational number. And coming to the third one, plus value is there in the numerator and minus value is there in the denominator. So plus and minus, unlike integers. Unlike integers in the sense it is a negative rational number. And coming to the fourth question, numerator is -2, denominator is -3. Both are negative values like integers in the sense this complete rational number is positive. So whenever you are getting unlike integers in the numerator and denominator, so that is those are said to be negative rational numbers. If you are getting both positive or negative in the numerator and denominator, then that is a positive rational number. So positive rational number in the sense numerator and denominator must have same sign. And negative rational numbers, numerator and denominator doesn't have the equal sign. That's all. So now first one is a positive rational number. For this, what is the additive inverse? We will find. See, for general numbers, I am taking 3 minus 3. Minus 3 is an integer. What is the additive inverse of -3? Just +3 only. By adding +3, we will get the result 0. That's why +3 is the additive inverse of -3 and -3 is the additive inverse of +3. So additive inverse of -3 is +3. Because it is negative number, we are getting positive number. And for suppose I have 16. What is the additive inverse of plus 16? It is nothing but minus 16. So whenever positive number is there, same number, just it is reflected by the sign. If it is plus, then we will get minus. If minus is there, then plus. So that's all. Now come to this value. First one, positive rational number or negative rational number, we need to identify. So 2 by 7 is positive rational number or negative rational number. So because numerator and denominator are like integers, so it is a positive rational number. So we will get its additive inverse as a negative number. That is additive inverse of additive inverse of 2 by 7 is equal to minus 2 by 7. That's all. Because it is plus value, we will write it as minus. That's all. Now coming to the second one, additive inverse of minus 11 by 5 is equal to. So as I told you, first we need to identify whether it is positive rational number or negative rational number. It is a negative rational number. So we will get the result as plus 11 by 5 is the additive inverse of minus 11 by 5. Then coming to the third one, additive inverse of (7) by minus 13. So it is a negative rational number. So we will get plus 7 by 13. That's all. And coming to the fourth one, additive inverse of minus 2 by minus 3. So because minus 2 minus 3, it is a positive rational number. That's why we will get the negative number minus 2 by 3. So to do not get any confusion, we have a and minus a are additive inverse to each other. Additive inverses to each other. For suppose a value is 2 by 7. A is equal to 2 by 7. Its additive inverse is minus a, that is equal to minus 2 by 7. So let's take the example minus 2 by minus 3. A equal to minus 2 by minus 3. Now what is its additive inverse? Minus a, that is minus of minus 2 by minus 3. So minus into minus will become plus 2 by minus 3. So overall it is a negative value. So wherever you are getting negative symbol in the numerator or denominator, the complete number is a negative number. So I hope you understood well. If you are unable to identify which one is positive integer, which one is positive rational number, which one is negative, then use the formula a and minus a. Both are said to be additive inverses. So for first question, a value is 2 by 7. So the additive inverse of a is minus a. Additive inverse of a is minus a equal to minus a. So minus of 2 by 7. That is nothing but minus 2 by 7. In the same way, take the second one. If a is equal to minus 11 by 5, then its additive inverse minus a will be equal to minus of minus 11 by 5. That is nothing but minus into minus will become plus 11 by 5. So just now whatever I have shown, you will get the same result. Here also again minus it will be. Minus into minus will become plus 7 by 13. So again minus into minus will become plus 2 by minus 3. So completely it is negative. So this is the way to perform different operations. So this is about additive inverses. Then next we will go through with multiplicative inverses. So for the same questions, so for suppose I have multiplicative inverse in the sense, if the product of two numbers is equal to 1, then those two numbers are said to be multiplicative inverses together, otherwise reciprocals for each other. So here, for suppose A is a number, then 1 by A is a reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. So now, for first question, A value given by 2 by 7. Now, multiplicative inverse are reciprocal. Multiplicative inverse are reciprocal of A is equal to 1 by A. That is 1 by A value we have taken as 2 by 7. 1 by 2 by 7. That is nothing but 7 by 2. 1 into this reciprocal value we have to take 7 by 2, because it is in the division. Division will be changed by multiplication by taking its reciprocal. So that is nothing but 7 by 2. So 2 by 7 reciprocal is 7 by 2. So this much no need. Just identify. So multiplicative inverse of 2 by 7 is equal to 7 by 2. Just reverse the fractional number. And second one, multiplicative inverse of minus 11 by 5 is equal to 5 by minus 11. That is nothing but minus 5 by 11 only. So minus, wherever you are writing, there is no change. Next, multiplicative inverse of 7 by minus 13. That is nothing but minus 13 by 7. And multiplicative inverse of minus 2 by minus 3 is equal to minus 3 by minus 2. So just observe, we are reversing whatever number they are given, just we are reversing. That's all. Here signs will not change. That's only the difference. Addition, additive inverse means same number we will get, signs will reflect. Additive inverse. Plus, if plus is there, we will get minus. Minus is there, we will get plus for additive inverses. In case of multiplicative inverse, we will get whatever sign they have. 2 by 7 is having positive sign. Its reciprocal 7 by 2 also having positive sign. Your signs will not change. Only the change is in the numbers. We have to take their reciprocals. So numbers we need to interchange. But whereas in the additive inverses, we should not change the numbers. So that is the main difference between additive inverse and the multiplicative inverse. So remember all these points well. Now coming to the next one type of question I'll give you. So how the properties we will use. One question I'll explain you. Okay, observe this question. Now we need to find out this answer. So if we are doing directly, it will take more time to finish. So we will do in easiest manner by using the properties. So the use of properties is this one only. We will do the calculations in less time and in easiest manner. So we will check. First, rearrange the numbers. So how they are. See here into plus is there and minus also we have. So into plus, this property is related for distributive property only. In commutative and associative, orally we have addition, otherwise orally we have multiplication. But when combined operations are given, that is distributive property. So here the operations, which operations are given, observe. Between these two numbers, multiplication is there, and after that plus, after that minus, again into. So it is comes under distributive property. First, we will arrange the numbers in a manner. So coming to these, how many terms are there in this question? Identify. Into and division, we will not. Into division will not separate the terms. Plus and minus separate the terms in the given question. So how observe it, between these two numbers, into is there, means these two numbers represents only one term. Coming to here, so this minus is a number, minus 1 by 9. So that is not minus between, not operation between 2 by 5 and 1 by 9. So between these two numbers, we are having the operation into. So we will treat this one completely one number, one term. And coming to the second one, plus is there. So plus separate the terms. That's why this is the second term. Because here minus is there, so here till here only it is ended. First term, second term, and coming to this one, into is there. So completely this one is the third term. So in the given question, totally three terms are there. Now, for my convenience, I'm observing that here 1 by 9 and here also I am getting 1 by 9. So for my sake, I am writing these two numbers. For my convenience, I am writing these two numbers together. Means I am changing the order of two and second and third number. So there is no problem because it is a commutative property. So now we will check. I am writing 2 by 5 into minus 1 by 9 plus 23 by 180 minus, so minus I am writing as plus of minus 1 by 9 into 3 by 4. So I written again by using the bracket is equal to. So now I am simplifying. This number I am changing to this side and this number I am changing to this side. So I got 2 by 5 into minus 1 by 9. I am not at all changing. I am changing the second number to third place and third number to second place. So that is plus of minus 1 by 9 into 3 by 4 plus 23 by 180. So I have interchanged the position of second number and third number. Because two numbers I have changed, so it is comes under commutative property. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Commutative. Now coming to this next process. So I am observing these two terms now. In these two terms, minus 1 by 9 is common. So that common number I am writing outside by using the distributive property. Minus 1 by 9 I written outside into. So what is left in the first term, that one I will write. Minus 1 by 9 I written outside. So it is 2 by 5 left in the first term. And between them plus. And in the second term, 3 by 4 was left. And plus 23 by 180. So by using which property we did this? Distributive property. A into B plus A into C is equal to A into B plus C. So this is distributive property. Here we have used commutative, that is A plus B is equal to B plus A we have used. Here we have used A into B plus A into C is equal to A into B plus C. So just check. A is minus 1 by 9, B is 2 by 5, C is 3 by 4. A into B plus C. We have simplified. So we can simplify in both sides. If they are given in this form, we need to convert it into this side. If they are given like this, we can convert like this. So now coming to the next process. Minus 1 by 9 into, so addition of fractions. Go for cross multiplication. 4 2s are 8. 5 3s are 15 by 5 4s are 20 plus 23 by 180. So which is equal to minus 1 by 9 into 15 plus 8, 23 by 20 plus 23 by 180. So just observe here various operations we are taking in this question. Into plus, according to the BODMAS rule, we have to finish into first. So BODMAS, brackets of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So just observe here, into and plus, multiplication and addition is there. Multiplication we need to, multiplication having the first priority. So we need to simplify between them multiplication operation. So that is nothing but minus 1 into 23 is minus 23 by 9 2s are 80, 180 plus 23 by 180. So both are like fractions, otherwise minus 23 by 180 plus 123 by 180 will get cancelled. Otherwise go for addition. 180 minus 23 plus 23. 180 is the common denominator. Sum of the like fractions or difference of the like fractions is equal to difference of the numerators by common denominator. Both will get cancelled. That is 0 by 180. 0 by anything is 0. So here different properties we have used. Commutative property we have used and distributive property we have used. Okay. So in this way we need to simplify any problems. So for that sake only we have the properties. If we are doing directly, it will take some time. Instead of that, we are using the different properties. So if I am giving one of the question, multiply the reciprocals of minus 9 by 2, comma 5 by 18 and add the additive inverse of minus 4 by 5 to the product. What is the result? So read the question carefully. Multiply the reciprocals of minus 9 by 2, 5 by 18 and add the additive inverse of minus 4 by 5 to the previous product. And what will be the result? So first of all, what are the reciprocals of first two numbers find? Reciprocal in the sense multiplicative inverse. Reciprocal of minus 9 by 2 is equal to, so whenever we are writing the reciprocals, the signs will not change. Whatever negative number is, that negative value only we will get, but we will take reverse fraction. And reciprocal of 5 by 18 is equal to 18 by 5. Add the additive inverse. First of all, multiply this. So find out the product of these two numbers. Afterwards we will do. Take the additive inverse of minus 4 by 5 is equal to additive inverse in the sense we will not change the number. 4 by 5 as it is we will like, but minus is there. So negative rational number we will get positive rational number plus 4 by 5. So now coming to the question. So required answer was required result is equal to multiply the first two reciprocals, that is minus 2 by 9 into 18 by 5. Then for this product, add additive inverse of minus 4 by 5. That is nothing but plus 4 by 5. So this is the required result, whatever they are asking in the question. Now if it is possible to do the cancellation, do, otherwise continue. But here into is there, so we can go for cancellation. 9 ones are 9 twos are. That is equal to minus 2 into 2 minus 4 by 1 5 are 5 minus 5 plus 4 by 5. So minus 4 by 5 plus 4 by 5 will get cancelled. The result was 0. So in that way we need to do very simple question. Just you need to understand the question easily. Then so this property additive inverse A plus of minus A is equal to 0. Additive inverse property. So here also we did the properties again. Additive inverse, reciprocals, additive inverse, and here again additive inverse property. Then some of the questions I will give you. Which properties we have used, we will see. Eight by 5 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus 8 by 5 is equal to 8 by 5. So just observe, by adding 0 for any number, we are getting the same number as the result. So which property it is? That is nothing but additive identity. So in this question, they have shown additive identity. And coming to the second, so just observe here, just now I told you into and plus operations, both are there. 2 is distributed over 3 by 5 and 1 by 2. So this is in the form of A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. So distributive property. A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. So it is a distributive property. So like this, several questions will be there. Practice. Check your textbook. That is the problem. So very, very simple. And coming to the next step, additive and multiplicative inverses. So just now I have explained. So take your own questions and practice some more problems on that. And next, different properties, how we are using in the, by using the properties, they may give the questions like that. Now, just now I have explained. In this question, which property is used? And just now I have fill-ups, some of the fill-ups like that, that one also you need to come. For example, minus 1 by 17 plus dash is equal to minus 12 by 5 plus of minus 1 by 17. Just observe here, plus addition operation and the two numbers. First number was taken the second place. That means second number will be taken the first place. Means here whatever first number is there, that one will occupy the second place in this. So which property is this? Commutative. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Commutative property over addition. So like this. So some of the different questions I am going to explain for you. Verify five by 4 plus of minus 1 by 2 plus of minus 3 by 2 is equal to 5 by 4 plus of minus 1 by 2 plus of minus 3 by 2. So just observe here. Verification is nothing but checking whether it is correct or not. So for that we need to check, we need to take LHS and RHS. So you have did this type of questions in your 7th class also, verification. And here just observe which property is used here. Observe 3 numbers are there and grouping is changed. Between them addition operation only. So it is associative property. We are going to check this associative property is correct or not over addition by taking this example. That's all. Now take the LHS for verification. 5 by 4 plus half minus 1 by 2 plus half minus 3 by 2. That means here brackets will indicate we need to simplify that operations only first. So for these two numbers we have the brackets. In that case we need to finish this operation first. So which is equal to 5 by 4 plus half minus 1 by 2. So here you can go through with LCM, otherwise cross multiplication. So 2 and 4 are very simple numbers. So what will be the LCM of 2 and 4? Yes, 4 itself. So first number is having the denominator 4, so there is no need to write anything. Second number is having the denominator 2. In 2 table, when we will get 4, 2 2s are 4. So 2 into 1, 2. Otherwise, go through with the cross multiplication. 5 2s are 10 plus of 4 1s are 4 by 4 2s are 8. Cross multiplication plus of minus 3 by 2. So which is equal to 10 and minus 4. Positive, negative, subtraction. 10 minus 4 is nothing but 6. 6 by 8 plus of minus 3 by 2. So whenever we are getting cross multiplication, sometimes we will not get in standard form. So first convert it into standard form. 2 3s are 2 4s are. So that is 3 by 4 plus of minus 3 by 2. Now again, if you want to do cross multiplication, do the cross multiplication. Otherwise, if you want to apply LCM, you can. Now I am going to do the LCM. So 2 and 4 LCM was 4. Here 3 I will get. So in 2 tables, 2 2s are 4. That means 2 will be multiplied for the numerator. That is 2 3s are 6 minus 6. Which is equal to minus 6 plus 3, minus 3 by 4. So I got LHS minus 3 by 4. Now coming to the RHS. 5 by 4 plus of minus 1 by 2 plus of minus 3 by 2. So which is equal to 5 by 4 plus of common like fractions. So take the common denominator minus 1 and numerator was minus 3. Just add the numerator. So which is equal to 5 by 4 minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 by 2. Now 2 1s are 2 2s are. So 5 by 4 minus 2. Which is equal to, go for cross multiplication. 1 5s are 5, 4 2s are 8 by 4. Which is equal to minus 3 by 4. So just observe, whatever we got the LHS, that one only we got for RHS. So the verification is nothing but whether those are correct or not, we are checking. So here LHS is equal to RHS, means whatever they are given, that is correct. And it is associative property, so associative property for addition is possible. That's why we got the correct answer. If we are not getting the correct answer, not equal LHS and RHS, then that is property will not satisfy. Now one more type of question. subtraction. So how we have to subtract the rational numbers. Till now I am using different properties, how we are adding, how we are multiplying rational numbers. Now come to subtraction. Subtract 3/4 from 1/3. Second question was minus 32/13 from 2. So observe these two problems, and one more problem you try yourself from your textbook. And coming to this one, 3/4 from 1/3. See, whenever we are taking the subtraction, from which number we need to subtract, that number we need to take first. We have to subtract 3/4 from 1/3. That means we need to take this number as first. So first one, which is equal to, they are asking the difference of, required difference is equal to 1/3 minus 3/4. So go for LCM or cross multiplication. 4 ones are 4, 3 threes are 9, by 3 fours are 12. So which is equal to 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. 9 is having minus 10, so minus 5/12. That's all. Subtract 3/4 from 1/3. Now coming to this one. So required difference is equal to 2 minus of minus 32/13, which is equal to 2 minus of minus will become plus 32/13. Go for cross multiplication. 13 twos are 26. 1 into 32, 32 by 13 ones are 30. So which is equal to 58/30. So in this way we have to simplify. Very simple. Whenever subtraction given, if they are asking from, then take the second number first, then subtract the first one. And next, what number should be added like that they are given? Then in that case, just observe. I'll give you simplest solution. What number should be added to minus 5/8 so as to get minus 3/2. So this is the question. What number should be added to minus 5/8? So let x is added to minus 5/8. So as to getting is nothing but result is equal to minus 3/2. So whenever they are given like this word problems, the statements, try to write them in the equation form by taking the variable. So what is the unknown value? Take it as the variable, any variable. So what number telling? So that number I am taking as x. One of the number is minus 5/8. Added given, that's a plus. So x is added to minus 5/8 to get the result minus 3/2. Okay. Now simplify this. This is simple equation. You have simplified so many problems in the 7th class. So observe. X plus into minus 5/8 is equal to minus 3/2. So x is equal to minus 3/2 minus by bringing this side plus 5/8. X is equal to, what is the LCM of these two? Otherwise go for cross multiplication. Whatever is easy, follow. So I am doing cross multiplication. Is very simple. 8 3s are 24. 2 5s are 10. 8 2s are 16, which is equal to minus 14/16. So 2 7s are 14, 2 8s are 16, which is equal to minus 7/8. That's all. So minus 7/8 is added to get the result minus 3/2. If you have any doubt, check your answer also. Checking. Minus 7/8 minus 5/8 is equal to minus 7 plus 5 is 12/8. So 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, minus 3 by 2. So in that way we will get the results. So remember all these questions I am explaining how we are using the rational numbers for that sake only. And after this topic we are having how to represent the rational numbers on the number line and how to write different rational numbers between given two rational numbers. See, for suppose I told you already. And next, see, 0 is the additive identity of rational numbers I told you. And what is the additive identity element for whole numbers? Even for whole numbers also, when we are adding 0 to any number, we will get the same number. So that means 0 is there in the whole numbers. That's why 0 additive identity of whole numbers also 0. But coming to the natural numbers, so by adding this natural number, we will get the same result. Natural numbers are starting with 1, 2, and so on. So from these natural numbers, if least number only 1, if I am adding 1, then I will get 2. For 2, if I am adding, I will get 3. That means I am not getting same result. So there is no element. By adding 0 only, we will get the same result. So 0 is not there in the natural numbers. That's why natural numbers doesn't have the additive identity. Only one branch of numbers, those are natural numbers, does not have the additive identity. Remaining every set of numbers, that is whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, every number having the additive identity element as a 0. Multiplicative identity element is 1 for every set of numbers. That is possible for any number. And coming to multiplicative inverse of 0. 0 is a rational number. So what about its reciprocal? Reciprocal of 0. Reciprocal of 0. What about its reciprocal? Reciprocal is 0 means 0 by anything is 0 only. Reciprocal of 0 is 1 by 0. 1 by 0 value is undefined, not defined. So how we can able to find this? That means rational number 0 does not have its reciprocal. Not only rational number, whole number 0, natural numbers, natural whole numbers, integers. So 0, wherever the number which does not have the reciprocal is 0. So and which numbers are having multiplicative inverses themselves? First, of course, I am taking 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, minus 2, like this I have taken the number. So what is the multiplicative inverse of minus 2? Minus 2 is nothing but minus 2 by 1. So what is its reciprocal? Minus 1 by 2. And what is the reciprocal of minus 1? Minus 1 by 1. That is nothing but minus 1 only. And take the reciprocal of 0, that is 1 by 0, not defined. And take the reciprocal of 1, that is 1 by 1, so that is 1 difference. And take the reciprocal of 2, 2 is nothing but 2 by 1, so we will get 1 by 2. Reciprocal of 3 is 1 by 3. So just observe all these numbers for minus 1 and 1. 1 and minus 1. We are getting same number as the reciprocals. For 0, reciprocal does not exist. And remaining all are having different reciprocals. So the numbers 1 and minus 1 have the reciprocals themselves, and the rational number 0 does not have the reciprocal. These are the points to remember, and the natural numbers does not have the additive identity. So these 3 points are important. You will get for this. Now, coming to the representation of rational numbers on the number line. Representation of rational numbers on the number line. So how we have to represent the rational number? How we have to represent the rational numbers on the number line? So just observe, for suppose I want to represent 2 on the number line. So it is also a rational number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3 like this. Now 2 I am representing. So just I'll write like this. So this is representation of normal numbers. For integers it is easy. And you are studied for fractional numbers, how to represent the fractional numbers. So first of all I am explaining for fractions. So for fractions, how we will explain, how we will represent. See, I have, you know, several types of fractions. For proper fractions, how we have to represent them on the number line. See, all the proper fractions lies between 0 and 1. I told you this one. So always proper fractions lies between 0 and 1 only, below 1. And improper fractions lies more than 1. Okay. So now, why I am telling this is, we have to represent this 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is which type of fraction? Proper fraction. So how we will show on the number line? Observe. So it is positive number. No need to write negative. 0, 3 by 5. That means 3 out of 5 equal parts. 3 out of 5 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. Okay. 3 out of 5 equal parts. What is the third part? 1, 2, 3. Here we will get a 3 by 5. So denominator will indicate as total divided parts. And numerator will indicate us what are the selected parts. Now, because of denominator 5, I am writing it as 1 by 5. And next number was 2 by 5. Next number was 3 by 5. 4 by 5. 5 by 5. 5 by 5 is nothing but 1. And here 0. So just observe this 3 by 5 is in between 0 and 1 because it is proper fraction. So are getting there. So every proper fraction lies between 0 and 1 only. And if you are taking it equivalent fractions in the sense you are multiplying the numerator and the denominator with the same number, there will be no change in the original number. So if you are multiplying the numerator and denominator with the same number, then that is said to be its equivalent fraction. So here we are discussing about rational number. So it is equivalent rational number. 6 by 10 is the equivalent rational number of 3 by 5 because we have multiplied 2 for numerator as well as denominator. So by multiplying the numerator and the denominator with the same number, we will get its equivalent fraction. Not only multiplication, by dividing also. So now coming to this one, 6 by 10, where it is lying on the number line, we will see. See, instead of 5, we will take the 10 parts, 10 equal parts. Again, this 0, 1 by 10, 2 by 10, 3 by 10, 4 by 10, 5 by 10, 6 by 10, 7 by 10, 8 by 10, 9 by 10, 10 by 10. 10 by 10 in the sense 1. So 6 by 10 is equivalent fraction of 3 by 5. Means same place they will show on the number line. Same place. Instead of 5 parts, they are divided into 10 parts. So like that you will get. This is about a proper fraction. So fractions means what is the difference between fractions and rational numbers? All the fractional numbers are rational numbers only. But every rational number does not a fractional number. Why? Because so every proper fraction we can express on the number line between 0 and 1. And what about improper fraction? So before that, rational numbers we will see. Fractions are rational numbers. Only the difference is in a fraction we will not get negative. Coming to the rational numbers, we will get the negative side also. So not only for positive side, we will show on the left side also. So suppose I have the same number, for instead of plus 3 by 5, I have minus 3 by 5. So same thing I need to apply at the negative side. 0 minus 1 by 5 minus 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5 minus 4 by 5 minus 5 by 5. So this minus 5 by 5, minus 3 by 5 we need to indicate, and it is minus 1. So that's why it is lies in between 0 and minus 1 because of negative number. That's all. That's only the difference. And for suppose I have improper number. For positive number I am checking first. 12 by 5 I have. So always proper fractions lies between 0 and 1 only. If positive 0 and 1, if negative 0 and minus 1. Coming to the improper fractions, we need to just translate them to mixed fractions. Then you understood well. So convert it into mixed fractions. How we can convert? 5 2s are 10 because 12. 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. 15 is more than 12. So take the lesser number. 5 2s are 10. Still 2 is left. 2 by 5. Otherwise go for division. 5 2s are 10 and remainder is 2. Quotient, remainder, divisor. So we have quotient, remainder by divisor. Quotient to remainder to divisor is 5. So why I have converted this means this number is lies between 2 and what is the number for another number for 2? 3. Next number of 2 is 3. So this number is lies between 2 and 3. So whether it is correct or not we will see. 0, 1 by 5 because the denominator is 5. We have to divide it into 5 equal parts. One part will be divided into 5 equal parts. 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 5 by 5, 5 by 5 in the sense 1. 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5, 10 by 5, 10 by 5 in the sense 2, 11 by 5, 12 by 5, 13 by 5, 14 by 5, 15 by 5. 15 by 5 is 3 and 12 by 5 is in between 2 and 3. So just observe 2 and 3. So while you are drawing number line, no need to draw completely. You can keep the arrows previous and you can. So tomorrow class we will learn about different rational numbers which are lying between given two rational numbers. So in the tomorrow class we are going to learn all this. So thank you.